Hello, and welcome. Sam here, and it has been another week of training working towards my goal, which is building as much muscle as I possibly can with a little bit of an extra focus on my upper back, inner upper back muscles, my delts, and my posterior lower body muscles, my hamstrings, and my glutes. I'm going to show you how yesterday's training session went. So I'm actually going to go through my whole workout with you with the exception of my leg extensions and calf raises. Some really cool things are happening with my bench press right now. Even though my bench press and my pecs in particular are not necessarily a main area of focus, my bench press has been progressing it's basically at a spot that's pretty cool and I'm really excited about. So I'm going to show you how that's been going and how the rest of my training has been going as well too. I think we're making some pretty good progress across the board. So I'm going to jump into my training session from yesterday, talk you through what I'm thinking about when I'm doing it, how it's all feeling like it's working. And so without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive straight into it. I'm starting this session off with this really awesome variation of a Romanian deadlift in which I'm using a belt squat machine. I'm just losing the belt attachment and I'm replacing it with that close neutral grip handle, just attaching it using the carabiner clip there. Love the exercise. Started doing it in my prep. I've been trying to progress with it as far as I possibly can, and I'm going to continue to do so across this improvement season. I'm just able to feel it exactly where I want. Like my hamstrings are really the limiting factor of the exercise. It's also lighting up all the rest of my posterior chain as well. Like I feel it in my glutes. I even feel it in my upper back, even though it's not really a back exercise. And I'm okay with that because I'm basically trying to improve my whole posterior chain in this improvement season. So it seems like a perfectly appropriate exercise for me. Next exercise that's coming up is my bench, which I've really been working up over the past several months here. Now I'm just gonna let you know leading up to this first big working set, I'm doing like a post-activation potentiation set in which I'm just holding on to a little bit heavier of a load. 335, just hold on to it to kind of get myself really over prepared for the load that's coming up. So 315, so it's a little bit lighter. Been working up to increasing my bench every week. It's coming up pretty rapidly, but I'm still being patient with it. Been really focusing on my setup and my technique, and it's paying off. So we're back to 3 plates here, 315, and the goal was to hit doubles, and let's see if I do it. The liftoff felt great right when I got started. First rep went up faster than I even anticipated. Second rep too, a little bit slower, but pretty fast, especially in retrospect, just looking at it, and very smooth. So I managed to hit the doubles at 315. So I'm going to keep progressing with that. Next session, I'll aim to do doubles with 320. Did a backup set here of 275, 6 reps. It's funny how smooth 270 can feel, how buttery it can feel after lifting 315. Still tough as heck. I'm training to a close proximity of failure for every set. And then the last back off set here, I just dropped it down to 225, did as many reps as possible. I like the volume work. Feels great where I want to be feeling it, so I can really feel it in my pecs. Still training to a close proximity of failure, so just because I'm lifting lighter doesn't mean it's less effective for muscle growth. It should be, if anything, just as effective as doing my 6 rep max. If anything, my 6 rep max and 12 or 13 rep max is going to be more stimulative than that first set, which I only got 2 reps, which isn't a ton of volume for hypertrophy, which I'm okay with because my pecs are actually not a main area of focus. I want to build them, of course, but my back more than anything else and my hamstrings and glutes are a little bit more of what I'd like to focus on. But anyways, the bench is going really well and it's just fun for me. Like I like having a kind of a strength goal to work towards, and that's kind of the big strength exercise that I'm working on right now, more so than like low bar squats, which in the past I've really loved working up with those. Little bit of a digression here. I'm not including low bar squats in my program, even though I was for a little bit of a stint. And the reason for that is it hurts my elbow and my forearms just being in that position with the barbell now. I think it's just because like the added body mass, the added muscle and just mass on my body. Like it's too hard to get in that position now. I think maybe I could give a high bar squat another shot, or maybe like a safety bar squat would be great, but I'm doing the pendulum squats. That works well. But anyways, digression. These have been killer. I've been making huge strides with these. The focus here on like my inner upper back muscles, I'm loving it. Finally, I'm feeling like every session now pretty consistently. I'm feeling it the way I want to be feeling it. I'm really accentuating that bottom stretched position. Like I'm waiting there like 2 seconds until it's like 1, 2. Yeah, like I really feel a stretch there. And just that kind of stretch is helping me to develop a deeper kind of mind muscle connection, connecting me with the muscles I want to be working. And then I'll finish off with several partials, which is absolutely brutal. Basically just lifting as far as I can. And then I'll finish with some shrugs, like some shrugs at the end to just basically get my inner upper back muscles to do as much as they possibly can. And that seems to be hitting the way that I want. But again, we'll see. I'm going to keep doing it ideally for the next few years here, and we'll see the next time I prep how much that actually builds those muscles. But it feels like it is hitting exactly as it should. So fingers crossed there. And then here we are with these kettlebell upright row lateral raise kind of hybrids. I started doing something really cool with these. What I do is it's kind of like a mechanical drop set where I start with like a wider upright row lateral raise, and then when I can't do any more reps with that wider position, then I will narrow my grip a little bit where I'm in just a little bit stronger of a position, and I'm able to get a few more reps once I kind of fail in that wider position. So you can see there I just switched. I'm narrowing my grip a little bit. My delts still have energy in the tank, so I'm really trying to use all of that, maximize their stimulus, do as many of those as I can, pause at the top, really trying to feel tension where I want it, which is my delts. And again, this is one of my big areas of focus. And then when I can no longer do any more reps with that width, then what I'll do is I'll get even narrower. So I'm at an even like kind of more mechanically advantageous position where my delts, they still got energy, so I try to use it. I hold the grip a little closer together, and I see if I can get even more out of those muscles, and I can. And geez Louise, pause at the top, slowing the way down, and I can feel like the muscle fibers almost like splitting apart there, which is really great. That's exactly what I want with my delts. One of my main areas of focus. I've struggled feeling them in the past, and now it's like every session I'm feeling them the way that they want. It's not always perfect by any means, but my goodness, I suspect this is going to really help me, especially just like with my kind of those higher T-bar supported rows. I think those are going to be a game changer for my delt development over this long improvement season. So we'll see. Again, only time will tell, but from a perspective of how I'm feeling things, I think we're on the right track. Continue on progressing with these kind of cable supported machine bicep curls. It's kind of accentuating that shortened position on the biceps. These still feel like they're hitting the way that I want. Admittedly, for me, training my arms is not the most exciting thing in the world. When I was younger, I used to go ham on my arms. I would do at least 1 billion sets of biceps and at least 1 billion of triceps in like an arm day when I was younger for years. So in my past, and I think a lot of young guys kind of tend to do that, and I definitely did that. But nowadays, it's not the most exciting thing for me in the world, but I'm still trying to get the most out of every single rep that I'm doing, every single set. I think my arms are probably one of my physique's strong points, so I still want to keep it a strong point. So I'm going to keep training as efficiently and as hard as possible with these smaller muscle groups, and hopefully I'll just keep building them, just like everything else. Here's some good old tricep push downs. The goal here, moving with just like tons of control. One thing is my elbows get a little click, clackety, crunchy. Well, we'll leave it we'll leave it at that description. So lifting at super heavy loads with this is kind of like not terribly productive for me because I usually find my elbows hurt more than anything else. So I lift at lighter loads, but I just really keep everything controlled. Even the concentric on the way down, controlled, control on the way up, pauses, squeeze more, and it burns like crazy. We'll just say it burns like crazy, and it really feels like it hits the spot. I end the set with some partials, which continues to make it really feel like it hits the spot. So we'll see how this works for long-term development too. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please like it. If you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel because there will be more. And thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.